Hello everybody, they call me Muse and I welcome you back to the Thaumaturge, where we have stumbled upon another Salazar, possibly. So in order to find Krampus, we need to knock on this door.
Anybody there? I won't hurt you. Let's say 2 taps mean yes and 1 tap means no. Do you understand?
Something still eludes us.
How long have you been here? A day? 2? A week? More? Are you a harbor worker or a sailor?
There we go.
Did you lock yourself up in here? Apart from some restraint, is there anything else troubling you? Do you know anything about the stolen arms shipment?
They do.
Do you happen to be one of the gendarmes who escorted the convoy?
Interesting.
Have you seen the perpetrators' faces? Do you know who they are? Does it have anything to do with a certain well-known Warsaw thug, Abaurice?
That's good.
Do you think this has something to do with the socialists? Was it someone local? You're lucky I've sent it a Wild Salutor here. I'll find a way to get you out.
Well, that wasn't quite what I expected. I thought there'd be more conversation. But there is a missing gendarme in there, so they were searching. They found the local people who were behind the stolen arms shipment. But yeah, they've been probably tied up and gagged and whatnot, and now they're locked in that room. So we need to go and investigate and probably get into a fight
really
right now.
Have to, you know.
Hey!
Hey,
What were you going to do with the captured gendarme? I know you're holding him here.
Edic, I'll tell you something. I think we'll have to drown them both now.
I didn't sign up for this, Edic.
Yemio, how many times do I have to tell you that you're not the boss here? Stop calling me Edic.
This isn't what you promised, Edic. No complications, and we'll live like kings, you said.
I know what I said.
Yemiel's an object of ridicule. But he's probably right that we'd have to both be drowned to avoid any further complications, but
You can't help pitching stories to your friends, can you?
I just opened their eyes to what they're capable of if they try.
I think you're a common liar.
You saw what happened there. The coppers came with armored wagons. We can't run.
We won't run. We'll take them by surprise. We'll give weapons to people, and we'll have some real fireworks for the police. First, we chase the Ruskies away from our neighborhood, then the town, and then... who knows? Yemio, you've got a gun, so watch this one. Let's go.
Why me? I want to go too.
You gotta be a little savvy for this. Stay put, I said.
okay. It's leaving the idiot in charge.
Fine, I'll tell you something. But no tricks, alright?
Edic's flaw. Whenever he feels cornered, he tries to manipulate people by taking advantage of their emotions. So we need to get him into even more trouble to make his flaw shine enough to draw it out of him.
How did you pull off that heist of the century?
What? The robbery? Huh, we just sat around and talked, and the opportunity practically fell into our laps.
Are you telling me you stole an arms shipment by chance?
Actually, it was meant as a joke. Edic just wanted to scare the guards. Being a little tipsy. What, are you grilling me now?
No, we wouldn't. We absolutely wouldn't. Tell us about Edic.
Edek doesn't like you, does he? He certainly doesn't respect you.
And the other way round. All he can do is put you down. And if I say anything, he always turns it on its head. So he comes out on top.
Does he often promise you things?
All the time. And the others are eager to follow. It's like he infects them with his ideas. And now he told me to sit here with you.
Alright then, so let's see if we can't wind Yemiel up. Yeah, if he releases us...
Edek is a real bastard to push you around like that. The way he treats you.
Yeah, honestly, sometimes I feel like pasting him.
Maybe there's a better way.
Like what?
Oh, that's even better. Release both of us. Should we help him come up with an idea? If he thinks it's his own idea, he's more likely to go for it.
He told you to stay put here like a dog and watch me. What do you think would upset him the most now? Let's think.
If I didn't pay no mind to his command and let you go, he'd be mad, all right. Furious, even.
It's what we want, isn't it?
Ah.
What would happen if that gendarme from the closet disappeared too?
I'll tell you something. I think Edek would burst into tears.
Then let's do it your way, Yemiel.
Not too hard to manipulate him.
Thank you, and good job. I owe you, Thaumaturge. Lihotsky.
Forget it. Shulsky.
I like the way you outmaneuvered them. I'm surprised the army doesn't have more of you. I heard what those guys were planning. I must act.
What are you thinking of doing?
What do you intend to do?
You heard what they said about the armored police wagons. The forces must have cut off ways out of the harbor. I know how many arms there were in the shipment. If Edek gives that away out there, there'll be a bloodbath. I need to call for reinforcements.
It's not a terrible idea.
You're right. That way we might avoid bloodshed.
And you? Get out of here if you know what's good for you.
Thank you, but I'm afraid I can't. In the midst of all this, there's a demon that I'm chasing. I'm certain it impacts our demagogue, Edek.
I can't leave you all alone. Hang in here until I come back.
Cool. So now we need to find Edek. And just be like, hello! And he'll be most upset. There's something around here. I'm seeing the red sparks of clue. Is it relating to Edek, or is it just something that we hadn't yet got around to exploring? There it is. A lesser. Favourite beverage.
Nothing can be kept secret from me.
So that will be relating to one of those urban secrets, I guess. Rio coffee imported from Brazil. Oh. Yes, I'm all about that. New drinks being imported. Is this about the cola? Wonderful. So yeah, we are wrapping up these urban secrets without too much extra effort, it seems. Now, where you at, Edek? Down here somewhere? Hello.
You have nowhere to run. Lay down your arms and we might let you off lightly.
Get the hell out, you Tsar's lackeys! Today, the harbor. Tomorrow, all of Warsaw!
Sergeant, it's that magician.
You're still here? You always show up before a riot.
Yemiel, the idiot. He had one job. Don't get in our way.
Yeah, we got enough pride to accuse him of being a liar.
You have no vision, no plan, and there will be no uprising. Yemiel told me you stole that shipment when you were drunk. As a joke.
Do you believe that idiot?
We cannot stop. The cops never reckoned with us the way they do now. Let's burn it all!
You cannot end this without bloodshed, even if you wanted to. You've become a victim of your own demagoguery.
You're right, and I don't mean to stop. People! We're about to fight the first great battle that will change the course of this land's history! It will be the cue for a nationwide effort, and will inspire all the partitions to fight!
But the harbor will be ours. Right, Edek?
First, we take the harbor, then Warsaw, and then we'll force the Tsar himself to negotiate.
Sergeant, this is getting out of control.
Let's get them, boys!
Could be bloodshed then.
People, What the foreign power has seized from us, we shall now recapture.
Yep, that doesn't look good. Could I have prevented this?
Retreat! Retreat! Nazad! Nazad! For fuck's sake!
Get lost, Russian bastards! It's our land now! We're taking over the harbor. From now on, we set the rules. And if you're not with us, you're against us!
That's enough. Krampus, the old spirit of Christmas who visits naughty children. Edek was a perfect tidbit for you. Time for you to choke on it.
Cool, so we're straight into the fight. With a trio of lads. So what's our play? Bukovac, Upir, and Lalek or Morana. So you're restoring HP. You're restoring HP. And you're immune to negative states. And what are you lot going to do? Move towards target. Fiendish Prank makes you lose focus instead of taking damage with a 4-to-1 ratio. So we're at risk of losing a lot of focus, perhaps. But if we can protect ourselves against mental defense... Or is that protecting one of them? Who is that? Is that... I'm not sure. Let's... do we have the ability to protect ourselves from negative states? We do. So let's do a bit of that. And maybe we also try and slow this guy and reduce his focus. Yeah, that guy's just moving in real close. Ah, yeah, so he has got that 4-to-1 ratio. So if I did 4 damage to him, he'd lose 1 focus, I think is what we're saying there. Yeah, let's just break this guy down. More mental defense on that lad. So we can knock this guy out of the fight altogether, which is probably good. What can we do with the others though? What can we do with Morana? Inflicts damage and slows all enemies' planned actions. There's a bunch of enemies, so that might be good. But it might not finish... Well, it won't finish him off because he's got 23. So we would then have to spend an action. Let's see. Lucky Turn is also not guaranteed to finish him off. Bukovac could finish him off and cast Suffering on everyone, but that guy's still regenerating. So maybe our best bet is Lelik. Lowers all enemies' focus. And it's a guaranteed kill. Then that guy is losing focus instead of taking damage, but maybe we just remove his focus ourselves? Shot for 5 damage is fine, we can absolutely live with that. Now you can be broken down fully, and then Lalek starts working on that guy, maybe? Still got mental defense, but what if we just knock him out? He's got no focus left, so surely that will just deal damage to him. And then this guy does really need an Upir attack against him. What have we got that's generally slow but now is faster because of... Yeah, even though we've got a sped up ability, I don't think we need it. Although, reduces focus. Yeah, let's use Morana. So that's that guy out. Now he's slowed and his focus is almost gone. Inflicts damage equal to 8 times the enemy's missing focus. Restores all their focus. Well, you can't restore your focus if you're dead, so let's just ruin your day. Blimey. Yeah, he didn't enjoy that. Now we've got a bunch more buggers. Alright then. There's a lot to deal with. This might be a time to start throwing around suffering on everyone. But you are too strong for that. Yeah, let's just stick to the focus attacks and burning people down type deal. Cool, we also disabled his attack. That's wonderful. So now our next Salvatore attack will be faster. So what if we go for Morana? She could do 16 damage to that guy. Or if we reduce his focus first, she could also reduce someone else's focus by 2 and slow down their attack. So who's attacking us right now? Is it that guy? Maybe. Yeah, she can do a bit of that. We can start working on the next one. And now maybe it's time for Lelek to finish that guy off. Get some focus down on everyone. Whilst we give that guy 2 more focus loss and break down his focus fully. Wonderful. We get shot slightly. 8 damage, that's a bit more. And 6 damage. That's fine, I'm okay with this damage we're taking. So 25. Lelek, do you have it in you to finish that guy off? 23 to 26 means possibly not. So maybe we also make sure of it. And we did need to make sure of it, so that's fine. Now, these two are both immune to negative states. But Lelek or Morana could attack that guy. We could punch that guy and give him suffering. Ah, Lelek won't have attacked yet, okay. So yeah, maybe we just give him a double breakdown. Well, a double focus attack. It won't break him down just yet. And now, Lelek, do you want to do the same again? Well, we do 2 focus to that one. She clubs us, but that's okay. Salvatore is going to act fast because of the ability thing, so maybe Morana deals 2 more focus damage to this one. Well, we just knock this guy out. We take 3 more focus damage, but that's okay, because... Bam! And biff! Demagoguery.
Wait until Rasputin sees you. You two have a lot in common.
Wonderful.
Let's end this soiree. Scatter and we'll let you off lightly. You stand no chance. Do you want another red Sunday?
Don't listen to him. The harbor. Then it's just...
Shut the fuck up.
It might not have been a model operation, but there were no casualties. Good job, Shulsky.
I guess these people are just going to be let off then, like you said.
What will happen to these people now?
We don't want riots, so we'll try to intimidate them, book them, and we'll check on them if need be. But Edek is a ringleader. Have you thought about joining the services?
No, that's not for me. Not with that headache. Goodbye, Lihotsky.
And yeah, we did get to see some fireworks in the end, after a fashion. And there's our little drawing.
I need to see Rasputin.
Yes, we do need to see Rasputin. However, we may also have a couple of these that we can just deal with right now. So we may as well do them before we leave the area. An interesting aftertaste and slight stimulation. I guess that's this newfangled cola that they're talking about. Wonderful stuff. It's a beverage I would recommend at all times of every day. Delicious. Now, Rasputin is our next stop because we are in a bad way. We can also get a haircut again, but I don't know if this guy's going to have any haircuts that are different to the ones we've already got.
Or what?
Ooh. Shells. Little Big Journeys. Oriental embroidery and precious silks will accent your individualism. Is that more tailor-related gubbins? Ooh, there's stuff in here. A suitcase. Magdalena's suitcase. Okay, so he's possibly building up a cult around himself. A cult of personality, if you will. But that's okay. He's our friend.
This place looked different. The Nazarinskis did too.
Everything is happening according to their will and with their blessing.
Not all of them are as favorable to you as your hosts. Their housekeeper quit.
Well, Jesus had opponents too.
And look how it worked out for him. You're aiming high.
The highest. Anything else you want to share?
It does feel a bit culty.
People believe in you. Yesterday, I felt as though I was part of some kind of cult.
People are everything, Victor. And we are almost like a family. Better, because we're joined by choice, not by blood. We're harbingers of the change that will soon take place. I'm only a guide lighting our way. If there's something still on your mind, speak up.
Well, that doesn't sound very culty at all, does it?
All these people, you've gathered a colorful group.
We all come from different environments, from different rungs on the ladder. And that's the most beautiful thing about this. What have you found out about them?
Magdalena still hasn't rid herself of her youthful naivete. I think she's honestly fallen in love with you.
Are you surprised she has? Many a love has had such a beginning. She's a good girl. Let's not hold that against her.
Of course not.
How did you manage to convince the Tsarist officer to come to you?
He came of his own accord, like all of you. Lazarev has great potential. He's exceptionally eager. He senses that his country is sick, and he'd like to solve the problem. Is there more you need to know?
Maria is calculated. She stays close because in you she sees a chance for a better life.
And what's wrong with that? I respect that. I don't demand that you all gaze upon me like a sacred icon. But loyalty? There are all sorts of ways a person can win that for themselves. Anything else?
And your hosts?
Aniela is unknowable, and Lucian is unhappy about the changes taking place in her.
Aniela has completely given up her lust for my sake. She'd rather just pray and pray. I respect that greatly, but I must share my time with others. Do you think that Lucian is jealous about the time his wife devotes to me?
Possibly.
It's possible.
Don't worry about it. Keep talking and asking.
Enough about these people.
I'm at your service, Victor. Ask for what you want.
Hypnosis plus. Although,
This whole farce, the thank yous, what's it all for? What intentions do you have towards me?
Intentions that we become friends and help one another and complement one another. I have skills that you don't, and vice versa. I'm not hiding anything from you, Victor.
that's very true, I feel.
I need your help. Again.
And I won't turn you down again.
Are we going to hug this one as well?
Do you see anything? Ow!
Prick.
The next trickster?
Yes, this one is worse. Well, yes.
Don't worry. He thinks he's playing with us. It's just an illusion.
Come here. Enough joking around.
Guess we got him. Cool. So, that seemed a bit unceremonious, but I think we have got Krampus on board. Yeah, we have. Torture reduces focus by 3. Wow. That sounds like something we want to get our hands on sooner rather than later, but we can't afford it now, I don't think. Also, because we've got finishing argument, we could probably put an ability on that as well at some point soon. But we haven't used it yet, because we don't really use strong attacks. So the next thing that I would like to do is go and have a look at Praga, I think. We've been to Port Praga. What's Praga itself? Wooden cottages with a streetcar line. 1 squares built next to inns. Ooh, sounds nice. No doubt this is full of things for us to investigate, like a man with an accordion. Not a huge fan of the old accordion, but if this guy wants to play one, we won't stop him. Now, what's this map look like? It's not huge. There's a point of interest there. There's one down there also. There's the church that we want to investigate for one of our quests. There's a hospital. I don't think we've got any reason to investigate a hospital, have we? Don't we? You what, mate? Do you threaten everyone with broken legs? I guess that's the hospital?
Hey, you with the book! Tell them they can't keep us here against our will!
Go back to the ward. I'm telling you for the last time, the examination's not over.
Man, this is a prison state. Even quacks will lock you up.
You better stay out of this. Take it from me.
What the hell's going on?
Is it all because patients won't get examined anymore?
My friend felt under the weather, so we came. But look at him now. Sound as a bell.
You came. They brought you on a cart, half dead. Probably after some kind of subversion.
This is slander.
It's better if they stay longer. For examination. You understand?
So, we've got a choice to make. Is it a good idea to get this guy out of here early? If he was brought here half dead, and he's ill in some fashion, do we want him released onto the streets? I feel like the more interesting thing to do is to offer to help get the guy away from the hospital.
I understand. They should stay here for their own good.
Oh no, we're telling...
You scum. You're siding with the quacks? What kind of patriot are you? Get here!
With this simple trick, I can save some chloroform.
I misunderstood who I was telling to back off there. Very well. My mistake. So, Attack with Veles or Krampus to disable your focus reduction loss. Yeah, you definitely want to be defocused, I feel. What can Krampus do? Inflict damage. Makes you lose focus instead of taking damage. Okay. So that would be applied to me then, I guess, based on what we've seen before. It would protect us from taking damage. Damage equal to 5 times all enemies combined with some focus. Fun. And that's slow. Restores all of our focus, but costs us health points. Because Veles can't reduce his focus at all, but that's okay. Veles can potentially interrupt him. So let's do that, and we will divert him as well. So if we even if we don't interrupt him, we might slow him. But there we go. So we can now reduce his focus further and break him down. As for this lad, he needs an attack from Bukovac to disable him. He's got loads of focus, so we're probably damaging him rather than anything else. So let's just go for a howl. We'll take the hit from this guy. Okay, so we're bleeding. This guy is on 29 health. Do we just knock him out? Our next Salazar action is going to be faster than normal. So we could give him some Doom for 18 to 21 damage, but it would still take 2 turns. But let's go for it. So that's now going to trigger this time. Quick attack reduces focus a bit more than normal. He's going to attack us this turn if we don't slow his action. So maybe we will go with that, just because we're not sure how much damage we would have done with an attack. A quick attack might not have finished him off, whereas that might have slowed his actions. Turns out it hasn't. But that's okay, because now we just bop him in the face, probably. It might turn out the hospital's sinister down the line, but then we'll deal with that as and when. So this is all the hospital grounds by the look of it. Ah, what we've got here. A viewpoint to pick up of a bazaar. Is that a bazaar that's in this area? It's in Mirau, which we haven't got on the map yet, I guess. Maybe we poke around the hospital. Doesn't seem terribly sinister. Just looks much like you might expect. No one seems to mind me roaming about. In the side wing we have nothing else either. We're certainly not being told to leave. So yeah, it doesn't seem very sinister in here. It's quite busy as well. Quite large. Possibly like the main hospital for Warsaw, it's hard to say. But yeah, there's very little going on that we're able to interact with at this point in time. Let's go and grab that other point of interest, because that might just be another waypoint that's going to become available down the line. What have we here? A map of the Bavarian Alps? Go for a bit of a hike maybe once we've solved all of our problems. There's an official. So we should probably chat with them. Could be a side quest, could be a punch-up.
People of Praga, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot do that.
You're not going to tell us what we can and cannot do, Russian minion. This is our home.
We won't have you bring Satan into our homes.
Satan? Can we get him as a Salazar?
What's the reason for this commotion?
Have you been living under a rock? People's souls are at stake here.
You bet.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Praga district must and will get access to a modern sewage system.
Everybody here knows this is nothing more than a Jewish plot to control upright citizens. Freemasonry.
Everybody knows that.
You're all fucking idiots. Sewer systems are great.
Good people, progress is inevitable, whether you want it or not. Warsaw cannot stay the continent's backwater forever.
Your kind has always tried to delude us.
How about we check your foreskin?
We'll hold our ground, the chosen people.
Okay, I wasn't expecting anyone to try and peep at our foreskin, but that's fine. We're not going to let them anyway. We're just going to kick everyone's butt. So, Bukovac, Upir, and Lelek or Morano. Negative states. Damage taken by 80. Well, we definitely don't want that to be around for a long time. But it might just be a case of the usual. Break down their focus, ruin their day. It's been a while since I changed up my traits. Maybe I should look at changing them up a bit more now that I am basically relying on focus reduction for most fights. I put on some stuff that was pro-suffering that I might not need because I'm just not really suffering people all that much. So let's just defocus this guy. And then we can double defocus in this round and speed up our Salators. We could also start defocusing that guy. And disable his trait in the process. Just cause. So now that guy can get knocked out. And I think that's what we need to do because he's got like loads of health. As for this guy, we can... Let's see. Maybe use Morana because our next move is sped up. We could slow his action or we could interrupt his action. Cool, we had enough damage to deal with that lad. That guy's been interrupted. I don't know why you'd ever slow someone's action rather than just interrupting it full stop. But we will reduce his focus. Upir can reduce this guy's focus because he does need his trait disabled. And then we're gonna double reduce that guy's focus. And Lelek, I think. Although Lelek doesn't do much damage and this guy is also pretty strong. Do we have anyone that can deal like 39 damage reliably? All enemies missing focus into damage inflicted with a 1:5 ratio. So does that mean for every 1 focus they've lost, they'll take 5 damage? Okay, that guy got his focus back. So yeah, it gives them back their focus, but deals damage to them by the look of it. So, we've got fast attacks again this round. Bukovac, do you want to doom this guy? And then we'll just jab that guy. Problem solved.
Your methods might be unorthodox, but it's the effect that counts, right? Thank you.
It's nothing, really.
It's not that unorthodox, just punching people in the face until they stop bothering us. It's one of the oldest methods in the book. So we've got the church up there, but we don't want to go to the church yet, I don't think. Maybe a side quest will trigger if we just get close to it. But maybe the main quest will trigger if we just get close to it. And that's happened before to us. Now this traveller, he's lost and he wants to know the way. I've still been thinking every now and again about that guy back in the prologue who was trying to find his way back to Albuquerque or whatever.
Where do you think you're going, know-it-all?
Could it be this guy?
Out! We're running a business here.
It's you. What do you know? Please.
It is
please
this
help
guy.
Me. I only ask these kind gentlemen for directions.
To Albuquerque, is that right?
Are you done? Look at them goddamn bigwigs.
You're not gonna make fools out of us, you clown. There is no such thing as Albuquerque.
Albuquerque!
Shut your mouth. We can forget the whole thing if you drop your wallet.
You can chip in too since you popped up.
Or we could just kick the shit out of all of you.
I don't think so. Come on, I'll sort you out.
This one's lost it. He's asking for it.
Are you sure? 1 against 3?
We've fought more in the past. You can stand back.
I'll be fine.
Shut the fuck up, you're putting me to sleep. Get him, boys.
So, maybe we have a look at our abilities. Is there anything over here that's referring to focus that we're not currently using? 50% chance of additionally lowering the target's focus by 2. That could be good. That's doubling things if our focus is lowered, which combined with Powerful Mind could be fun, because we could make ourselves lose focus instead of taking damage, and then that could boost the abilities with Nervous Doubling. But no, accidental damage is the only thing that we might really want. But it's a level 2 thing. And I really like having the ability to reduce our next action with our Salator. So where would we put it? We could put it on action reaction, I suppose. Potentially then we dot someone up. Then we jab them and it reduces their focus by 1. Then we jab them again and we potentially reduce things by an extra couple of points. Maybe. If we get a third thing down here and we could put that on it, that might be nice. But alas, we're not there yet. So this lad in the middle is just begging to be broken down. No one's attacking us this turn. So let's oops. Come back, Lelek, I want you on that one. And I also want to be on that one. So we're going to take that guy out for sure. Damage taken by 80 reduced on those two, so that's not great. I think we'll just knock this guy out. Vukovac maybe can start working on this guy with a bit of suffering. And then now that he's suffering, we could reduce his focus with a jab. But we could also reduce his focus with a diversion and potentially slow him. So I still think that's the better option. And whilst we're doing that, Upir can be over here doing something to this guy. Good, we slowed that one down nicely. This one does get to club us in the face, but that's okay. So now this one, let's reduce his focus a bit, and then what do we want to do with our friends? Perhaps just reduce his focus further. And then we'll hit him again with a focus reduction this round. Marana possibly. We'll slow this guy down. And interrupts his next action. So no one gets to attack us this turn. Now we've got a couple of rounds of freedom. Marana could slow all enemies' planned actions, but Lelek can take this guy out, and it'll reduce this guy's focus a bit more, and then we'll reduce it further still. And then let's give Velas a shot. 15 to 75 damage. The fact that it hasn't immediately popped off, is that because it's not a guaranteed kill? Maybe. Let's see what it does. 5, 5, 5. It did the 15 damage. Okay. So is it like multiples of 5?
This was the best combat I've seen so far. They didn't fight like that in the Albuquerque saloon.
Anytime.
Thank you again for your help. Walter Pinkman.
Wiktor Szulski. I don't want to worry you, but Warsaw is not on the way to Albuquerque.
It's kind of on the way.
It depends on how you look at it. If it wasn't for you, my journey would have ended here. Thank you again, Mr. Szulski.
Yeah, it's a bit closer than Georgia. So, yeah, things are working out okay for friend Walter. Maybe we'll see him again later. Now, this wants us to look at what appears to be a big bottle of soda or water or something like that. Let's see. The siphon. Yeah, and that's in a bazaar, which we've not found again, I guess. Now, more points available. So we can get Weak Mind, which reduces someone's focus at the end of every round. That sounds great. And then we need 2 more points to get Torture. Not a whole lot, it seems, in the way of just random things that we can click on in this area. But I am seeing some red sparkles up here, so it's not completely without them.
Magician or what?
Charcoal sketches. Black and gold. A real man wears black these days. Doesn't shy away from refined golden ornaments. That's definitely more Taylor-related inspirations. I suppose we can possibly skirt around the church. Was it for a side quest or was it a main quest? Yeah, it's a side quest, so it's not going to ruin everything for us. Find out what Upir wants, as well as another of my side quests. So I need to sit on a bench to talk to Upir. Okay, so I guess that's all we can do right now. So I'm not sure how to trigger that quest's next stage. I guess if I mark it as my main quest, and we'd have to go to where Upir wants to be. Maybe it's back near the Loan Shark in Poichle? What have we got here? The fashion review. Excellent. That will further help us with our Taylor's dilemma. Now... we've unlocked the bazaar. Oh, and we've got Miro as well. Was that always there, or has that just popped up? I guess it's always there, because that's where our main quest wanted to be. Also, it's where Upir wants to be. So maybe we'll go to the bazaar first. This is turning into another stroll around and click on side quest stuff missions, but I do want to explore new areas. Patriotic brochure. A book club. That's an urban secret that we can pick up between episodes. That's a crane of some sort. That's in Port Praga, that one. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have some bits and bobs to do between episodes, so that's nice. Now, what have you got for us? A postcard. There's something going on in someone's apartment. Wonderful. This area of town's pretty sizable. 3 obvious points of interest. Maybe some of them will involve more fisticuffs, which we enjoy. This one wants us to go to... where exactly? The synagogue. We're going there anyway at some point, so that's fine. This is an area where the camera really didn't want us to be. Is this the bazaar that we... oh no, it's the siphon. Okay. Yeah, the bazaar was in Mirau, wasn't it? Soda? Delicious. Nice bit of fizz pop. Getting all the tasty drinks in today. A milk chocolate bar. All sorts of different types of chocolate, no less. And a book at a stall. It's a legend. Large wild game in this area. A prince lost in the hunt. Found a small hut with a poor married couple and their newborn twins. Named their children War and Saw, basically. And then they ended up founding the city. Interesting. Almost Romulus and Remus like. And then we've got some poetry. The drowning of Marzana. Some sort of hag. And then you can put in an effigy and drown it. And that book is the same book, it seems. Seems like a fun part of town, all told. English Spaniels. Interesting. Of course, one should adopt rather than shop, but can't tell that to people that want specific breeds and whatnot. That seems to be it for that area. However, secret. It's not really secret if you just stick it on my map like that. I guess it's something that I've walked past but didn't realise I'd spotted. A ragdoll. And that was the secret? Yes. And all those doors around the edge are locked. So let's leave that area behind for now. And what have we got further down? A shell game. That sounds like a fight opportunity if ever I've seen one.
Win today, try your luck and play.
Don't give up, ma'am. You'll get lucky this time.
And you, sir? How can I help you?
What's the game?
Good sir, let me explain. 3 cups, 1 shell. To find it is to win. Simple enough, right?
Except I've lost 3 times already.
I'll have a go.
I'd love to play. Who knows, maybe I'll have more luck.
You'll have to wait, I'm afraid. It's the lady's turn.
Take a shot, ma'am. Fortune favors the brave.
All right, let's do it.
Come back later, sir.
I think this time we can afford a bit of pride.
You know you've been tricked by a crook. Or even 2.
What? How is that possible?
Why don't you go, ma'am? This isn't your lucky day.
And now we'll have a talk with you, smart aleck.
Looks like it's not your lucky day,
Not
chump.
to harass hard-working fiddlers. Get him.
Oh, they've got a third one. I'm spookumed now. So what was that new upgrade that we picked up? Terror. It does sound good. It sounds promising. Are we at a point where we want to be suffering people and also reducing their focus just because they've got too much health for one of our Salator's strong attacks to finish them off? Maybe. What are we doing there? We're interrupting their action with Old Wound. That's putting suffering on someone. And then it's suffering someone else as well. Let's put Terror on Agony. That sounds fun. Yeah, you need a Bukovac attack because your focus is otherwise going to be hard to get through. So you can suffer. Oh, there's reinforcements on the way as well. They've got a lot of focus, but we could still potentially break through it. There's not much point doing anything else this round because they've got that 8% buff on themselves. They're protected. So now maybe we finish you off. Well, we break through you. And Lelek could attack this one. So that's that one's trait disabled. Now we're going to take a couple of hits. But Mirana can attack quickly this round. So she could interrupt that guy's action and reduce his focus. Whilst we just knock this guy the hell out. We take a clubber in, but that's fine, we can live with that. And then maybe we reduce that guy's focus a bit, and then we could reduce his focus further. But maybe we reduce that guy's focus further instead. Because we're going to use a 2 focus reduction next turn. So yeah, you take 2 more focus. And that will speed up Salator's next action, but this round will just reduce your focus again. Yeah, Lalek can just reduce left guy's focus this round. Then we can knock this guy out. Whilst, yeah, we'll do the same again. Morana can just interrupt this guy. Although, he's going to get interrupted anyway, because his focus is down to 0. And down he goes. Who's the next round of chumps? Fat lad with no shirt. He looks the more dangerous of the 2. Veles or Krampus can attack that guy. So yeah, let's start with that. Let's start with Valak potentially interrupting that guy whilst we start working on that guy. And then we'll super work on that guy whilst, let's think. Yeah, Lalek also helps us. And then this guy gets interrupted because we divert him. And Morana once again does her thing on this guy to interrupt him. So we don't take any damage this turn. This is wonderful. Now, Fat Lad can get knocked out. This guy... just more focus damage, maybe. I mean... it's a slow attack, this one from Morana's. But that doesn't really matter, does it? Because... he's not attacking us for a couple of turns anyway. So yeah, we've basically got this guy on lockdown thanks to Morana. She's the best. And then we can actually just finish him off with the price of peace. $56 damage. Get wrecked. Wonderful. That's that shell game dealt with. Hopefully she didn't lose too much cash in the process. And that wants us to go and visit Praga Hospital. Well, we've already been there. I guess we'll have to go back. Quick scan around here. And maybe some more secrets. A letter. More reference to that guy's apartment where there are gifts that can be purchased. Oh, it's the pedigree dogs. That'd be why the children were so happy about it. I guess we can go and pet some pups. That might help us wrap up the episode. At Burke Roblitz's. What's that? Is that a place that we know anything about right now? I've been distracted again immediately. Ah, is this some sort of ale house? Oh, look at that puskin. Well, this place is automatically the best bar in town. Hello, Puss Puss. Oh, quite a wide open space. Not many tables in it. Do they use this bit as a dance floor in the evenings? Or can they just not afford any more tables? Puss.
Is that Catton's staff too?
You bet. He stirs the beer with his tail. What can I get you?
We'd like to fuss the cat. Oh, ask for a donut, a jam donut. This is where Wanda and her crew hang out.
What's his name? Pankratzy. I found him on the trash heap and he's sorta made himself at home here.
Well fed, well groomed. The happiest cat in the neighborhood.
You think? Thanks. I feed him liver. I think he likes it. He always wants more.
Wonderful. Now I've been distracted again, you see. We'll be back, friend.
I'll be on my way.
Bye.
We will definitely be back soon. However, before we can ask about donuts, I do want to pet some dogs. And then I think that's how we're going to start next episode, is by asking for donuts that we're probably not then going to receive. Instead, we will be given something else entirely, which will be intrigue. But yeah, this will be where the pups are. Wonderful. Look at those little pupkins. Outstanding. So. Oh, wait a minute. Can't sign off without looking at this.
Secrets. Not on my watch.
A tattered book. Ah, this will be about the bookseller. No, here we go. It's actually about fashion and stuff. Cheap yet sturdy fabrics. Unobtrusive shades of brown. Have we finished the tailor quest? Maybe. No, it seems as though we haven't. We may have drawn a conclusion, but we haven't finished the tailor's quest as of yet. So that's absolutely fine. There's a guy up there sleeping in a barrel. What an absolute mad lad. So I think the plan is this. I'm going to march around, see if I can find some of these urban secrets and whatnot. In the next episode, we're going to come back here and we're going to ask for donuts. But until that happens, thank you very much for watching, friends. I will see you soon.